Hi there and welcome to the Battle for a Healthy Voice. This is an ongoing series of videos, and today we are going to be talking about how to do what's called proper pronunciation of your words, which I have developed a system called Projectional Pronunciation. Now, Sonny Galt, the producer, brought it to me. So here's Sonny.
I brought it to you? What
You
did I bring to you?
You brought it
the
to my mind.
The
You said, hey, we ought to do this.
Oh, gotcha,
and I said,
gotcha,
let's do that.
Let's do that. All right. Hey, guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is another great video where we talk about pure bel canto, and today we're going to talk about enunciating your words, right? Very important. People, when you sing or speak, people need to know what you're saying, right?
Yep.
All right.
There's 3 stages to my vocal development.
Okay.
My first was with Mr. Moore, my voice teacher. He taught me that the vowel should dominate the pitch. 98% of it should be the vowel.
Okay.
About 0.5% of it should be the consonant. He told me to flip the consonants off. Now, that's an older style. From anywhere from the 1800s up through his time when he was a young man, the 20s, maybe 30s. I used it, and as a result, I used a sound that he gave me too, which was bel canto, and when I'd sing in the clubs, people would leave because it didn't fit today's sound. And finally, a manager came up to me and said, "What are you doing? Where did you get that sound?" And he taught me that I needed to bring my approach to singing, which I call pure bel canto, because of the distortion that's come through bel canto over the past 200 years. I should bring it into the present by using a contemporary sound with it incorporated, kind of melding them together.
Okay.
So my next phase of pronunciation was from Fred Waring and his Pennsylvanians. He taught a system called tone syllables, which doesn't mean much to you or I.
No.
But his tone syllables worked for people from the 40s and 50s. That worked for them.
So what is it?
Well, tone syllables means that, just like Moore said, there is a length to the consonants. There is a length to the diphthong, which Moore taught me diphthong. And again, his system made it too short. And all you did was get vowels with consonants flipped off, like this. One of the songs he had me sing when I first studied at 17 was "Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes." I had to sing that for 9 months. None of the songs I grew up with. None of the songs that were popular. So he would go, "Drink to me only with thine eyes."
It almost sounds like a continuous vowel.
Yeah, just a continuous vowel.
Yeah.
So once I adapted it with Waring's tone syllables, he said there's a longer length to the diphthong, and there's definitely a longer length to the pitched consonant. If you're going to sing drink, it's going to be it's called a subvocal. In other words, your lungs push air, the bands vibrate, and they fill up the mouth to the point where the D is ready to explode off the tongue. D. And you go drink, drink, drink. So there's actually a pitch to the D. There's also a subvocal called a B, which is like believe me, or I believe, instead of I believe for everyone that rain that fall. You hardly hear it. So he taught us tone syllables. And Mr. Waring, if you don't know who he is, look up Fred Waring and his Pennsylvanians. He had the #1 choir in the world for years. And they would say in the news report, when they would critique him, they would say you can understand every single sound of every single word of every single sound of every single syllable of every single word. And you could. We were taught that there was a mechanical approach to pronouncing words. So I did that. And then after I left Waring, I went further and developed what I call projectional pronunciation, which meant not only is there a length to the pitched consonant and a length to an unpitched consonant, which I learned from wearing. There is what's called subvocals, B's and D's. There's what's called pitch consonants, like an M or an N, or a combination pitch consonant, sing. And you have to give those time in length, and you have to give them an extra push because they're closed. The I is going to get more carrying power because the mouth is open. But if you're going to sing that S, you got to make it short. Because otherwise you lose half your air. Sing, sing. No. All you do is you go, and then you have a little space between the S and the actual vowel. You go, sing.
We had this,
sing.
David and I had a lesson last week because I'm one of his students. And I remember there was an H, I think it was an H sound, and I put like half my air into the H.
And you
you're
lost your lungs.
Yeah,
I mean, what was in your lungs was gone.
Right.
And she couldn't hold out the phrase.
Right.
Well, neither could I in the beginning, because I would just go, I sing because I'm happy, and I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
You have to learn that those actually have about this much time. The blink of an eye. So, you learn to push on pitched consonants harder on certain ones because the mouth is completely closed. Like an M, you got to go to get it to be heard. And then when you go to the vowel, you don't have to push as hard. If you push as hard with an M, like in the word mother, here's what you'll get. Ma, it'll really
scary.
So you have to back off. You go mother. But the TH is pitched too. So there's pitched consonants, there's sustained pitched consonants, and there's what we call unpitched consonants.
Okay.
And there's what's called unpitched consonants that are sustained. They have a little sustain to them. And we have what's called unpitched consonants that are plosives, like p.
Anything that would go off in your microphone.
Like
the S's, the T's, the P's.
Yes.
Yeah.
The T's,
Yeah.
not an S. An S is a
Not an S.
sustain.
Oh, that's
It goes. And
So
then you,
it's going to take a while. I mean, this is a whole process to learn how
Warren
to
used
do
to practice
this.
with us on this. We'd practice 7 days a week,
Yeah.
and for about 2 weeks as a choir, those of us who didn't know how to do this, but we came as professional singers, we would do 10 and a half hours a day. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, you got a break. You came you had breakfast, and you worked. Yeah, about 10 to 10 and a half hours a day.
Wow.
And on the weekends, he'd cut it shorter, about 8 hours a day.
How nice of him.
But-
All right, so if you guys are watching this video, there's obviously a lot to learn in this. And this is something that you teach students, right?
Yes.
So if they take lessons
And
with
if
you.
they ever sing in a choir and you have a director who knows how to use what I call projectional pronunciation, which was originally called tone syllables, which Mr. Waring invented, and he was best friends with Henry Edison and Tom Ford. That should tell you a little bit about his intellectual level. Yes. And if you're ever in a choir where a director knows how to do it, Mr. Waring would actually cue how long you held it.
Oh,
You'd go
nice.
like this.
Okay.
And he'd actually hold it. When you did that long and you're in a huge theater, everybody would understand all your sounds. Love is a many splendored thing. There's a lot of length to L and V. And say is.
Is
the S pitched or is it just an unpitched? It's pitched. It's a pitched consonant and it needs a push and it needs duration. Love is a many. And it's not love is a many, it's love is a many. Love is a many splendid thing.
yeah.
And if you do that as a soloist, when you sing as a soloist, you don't have to do it as long. You sing in a choir, you have to do it longer. You sing with a mic, you do it very little, but you do it. And if you sing in an unmiked in an auditorium, you have to do it a lot. And if the
That's
mics
interesting.
are overhead in a choir or overhead as a soloist, you have to do it a lot because it's carrying and dissipating through the auditorium.
That could be really confusing as a singer. You'd want that consistency. So whatever it is, if you're in an auditorium, keep it in an auditorium. If you're going to have a handheld mic, keep it
Keep
like
it
that,
handheld.
right?
So there's a difference.
Yeah.
It's still the same system, but there's a much shorter
Right.
approach to the pitched consonants.
That's a big mental
to the
shift.
not so much to the unpitched, like
Yeah.
an H or an
Yeah.
S or a T or a P. That doesn't change.
Okay.
It's just you might put a little bit more in it if you're not
Yeah.
on a mic.
That's a huge mental mind shift, I
Oh, yeah.
think. Yeah. All right. Well, we covered a bunch of stuff in this video, you guys. But if you were to take private lessons with David,
You would learn that
you
from
would
me.
learn all of that, and he can critique you and teach
And
you.
by the way, that works so well that what I do for my students, and I've done it for Sonny, is I said, I can stand about 15 or 20 feet from you, whisper something you've never heard before, use projectional pronunciation, and you can understand it. Now, I think I can do that on the mic. May I try to demonstrate that right now?
Sure.
And if it doesn't work, cut it, Okay. Well, let's try it.
Yeah, we'll cut that part.
So here we go. I'm going to use projectional pronunciation in a whisper, but with absolutely the best pronunciation I can use projectionally. And I'm going to say something that you've never heard maybe, and that Sonny has definitely never heard, and let's see if you can understand it. Here I go. Friend, either you are closing your eyes to a situation which you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community.
I understood it. Did you guys understand it? I definitely did. I couldn't repeat it because it was
What
pretty
was it from,
long.
do you think? You
Oh,
remember?
is that show you did? Because
Yes,
you
the
said
Music
it.
Man.
The Music
And
Man.
up close it is, friend, either you are closing your eyes to a situation which you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. It's from the Music Man.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's called
Yeah.
Trouble in River City.
Okay. That was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to check out our website, purebellcanto.com. Do those private lessons with David. Learn all about this if you want.
And please visit the YouTube channel that this video is on,
Yeah.
The Battle for a Healthy Voice, and hit that subscribe
Hit the
button.
subscribe button. That's right. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.